Good morning. Good morning. What's happening, family? Welcome to the show. It is Michelle Bryant here, WNOV 860 AM, 106.5 FM. You are listening to Say Something Real this morning. Yeah, man. I came with Wisconsin. I had on a tank top yesterday. I got on a hoodie today. I just can't. Yeah. We dropped 20 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm sick of this city. I'm sick of this town.
I swear, I be confused.
I'm just saying, man.
Oh
my God. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Yeah.
A lot to get to today. Got a guest coming into the studio. G from G's Clippers is coming in the 8 o'clock hour to talk about the 30th anniversary of his business and, what the journey has been, how we get here, how we stay here. I know a lot of folks have interacted with this brother over the course of the years, so it should be a pretty good conversation, a lot of information. But let me start off by dealing with the bros I know here in the studio.
Yeah. Why you got to deal with it?
You're right.
Anybody that heard the show yesterday, they know why I got to deal with them. Anybody that heard the show yesterday, they know why I got to deal with them.
I ran into so many folks on yesterday that were on Jermaine and myself's side.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wonder who.
Thank you.
All bros? Was it all bros?
We got to stick together around this way.
Evidently. So, and I'm a little disconnected. I'm trying to get my head back in the game because I was actually on hold because I was calling into another talk show.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to hang up right before it was time for me to go on the air because I'm listening to a conversation. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. So if people are listening to me like she sounded a little off, I am because I was mad and I was holding on to say something on another talk show, on the national talk show. Let me say hello before Jermaine, gets sensitive. Hey Jay, how you doing this morning?
Well, woman.
This dude.
Woman.
What era? What era is that from?
I don't know, man.
Well, woman.
Well, woman. I'm doing pretty jubilant today.
You doing what?
Jubilant.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Man, I've been hanging around Keith Paris, so I've been using words.
Okay. All
like
right.
big,
your wordsmith with woman and jubilant.
Yeah.
Just want to be certain that's what you're saying.
Yeah. Hey man, I've been stepping my game up hanging with Keith.
Woman and jubilant.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm dropping them jewels.
Jewels.
Like they ain't 365 days in a year. It's Monday through Friday.
You're not saying pedagogy. we could do a list of Keith Ferris's favorite words.
I'm just saying, I've been hanging around and I've been, I picked up jubilant. I don't know where it came. Yeah,
So you didn't really pick a woman from Keith.
No, I picked up jubilant.
I don't think I heard Keith use jubilant.
No, he didn't, but I just felt like that's a word he would use.
He would use.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm telling
him. Appreciates that.
Yeah, man, I'm telling him my inner Keith Paris.
Don't never channel me. Never.
Tell me about it.
This ain't no good representation.
No,
woman and jubilant.
Like, well, woman.
But I'm assuming somewhere in there you was good in the midst of all of this.
I'm doing well, seeing you, respectfully, Michelle.
Respectfully had to slide that in.
Yeah, and then shout out to JT Senior. But respectfully, Michelle.
If you say respectfully,
I can't help it.
Now it's part of the vocabulary.
I can't help
if
it.
you said that mess one more time,
I swear I can't help it. No, I'm trying.
It doesn't feel
but
like
respectfully,
it.
Michelle, I'd be happy to see you Monday through Thursday.
Okay.
Fridays I feel some kind of way.
Okay.
What happens on Fridays?
I don't see her.
Moving on. What up, Debo?
She's gonna say my name all politically correct, all French and do round. Top of the morning, Michelle, Jermaine, my illustrious co-workers here.
See, he's been around Keith too.
WNOV.
Illustrious. All these words.
That's so
Certainly
That's
a blessed day.
Anybody got a vocabulary?
Somebody text Happiness Donut says progression streetcar. You got to use progression.
Okay, that's next on the list. I'll use that next
words.
All these words.
No, a great day. We'll get into a little more of it, Michelle. I got something for you. But top of the morning to everyone.
All
Let's
right,
make it a great day.
Top of the morning.
Top
to
of the
you
morning
as
to
well.
you.
Let's see. I don't know what I'm talking about because I can't see because my glasses is dirty.
I didn't know if you knew you didn't have them on.
I got them in my
he got
hand.
jokes.
Oh, okay.
You know what?
See, yeah, he got jokes.
You know, like them flat jokes that JD Vance was telling at the event last night. I know that the people at the Kennedy Center just wanted to just
smack it.
Man, just revolt. But anyway, even considering what they went to see, but I'll talk about that. But first of all, let me do this. Once again, and I know this is going to keep happening until we finally get an announcement. More messages coming in. Michelle, can you please let us know what is going to happen for Mr. Jones? Folks that are regular listeners to the show, you know that we have announced the passing of Gerald Jones, the founder and owner of Courier Communications, the Market Courier newspaper, and WNOV Radio. And with his passing, folks want to be able to figure out a way to pay their tributes publicly. And as soon as we get information from the family, we will be sharing that with everyone. Y'all just hold tight. The information is coming. But I had a couple people who, reached out yesterday, more than a couple, honestly, who said, did I miss the announcement? You have not missed any announcement. As soon as we know, we will share it with you. So just hang tight. And I really am appreciative of the number of folks that have talked about being able to pay their respects. So I know the family appreciates you all, and just give them a minute and they will let us know, and we will make sure that you are aware. All right. With that being said, I want to make sure that I mention a couple of things right out the gate. Um, on Saturday, there is going to be protests happening all over the country. Okay. As many people know, Donald Trump has planned a military parade under the guise of Jay, we got some lotion over there. Can you hand it to me? Hands dry as I don't know what.
He keeps lotion over there.
You know what?
See,
nobody. See,
yeah.
I
ain't gonna feed into that foolishness. That's foolishness.
That's foolish. He's so petty, man.
You should go back.
Childish.
You should go back by his office. His baby oil back there.
I knew the baby oil was coming. He don't feed him.
But you know what?
Nah, don't.
Okay, all right. Since you said don't do it, I ain't gonna do it. I was gonna talk about all.
That's what he wants.
I was talking about all them batteries he got in this.
Don't do it. He childish.
Because I got a lot of remotes.
I bet.
You know what?
I ain't even gonna do it because it's
D-Bar.
Michelle's. Respectfully, we gonna respect Michelle and what she talking about.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna get a minute to get him back. Don't worry. I ain't letting it slide.
Oh, I can't wait.
I ain't letting it slide. But all right. So, as we know, under the guise of celebrating the 250 year anniversary of the United States military, United States Army, and I guess all the different branches. I don't remember if they all got started at the same time. I should probably know that. But this huge military parade is planned to come through DC. And the equipment is already in DC. And, Trump had it all timed to coincide with his, I think, 79th birthday. He has traveled abroad and seen military style parades in other countries and has become envious and impetulant. There you go. There's a word for you. And, quite frankly, childish, because he is asking us to do something in this country that we do not do in this way. The millions of unnecessary dollars, as we talk about cutting Medicaid, cutting healthcare, cutting, Meals on Wheels programs. As we talk about all these major cuts, why would we spend anywhere from an estimated 30 to 40 million dollars to roll some military equipment down the street? Because we pay honor and homage to veterans and to active duty members all the time. We actually have days for that. We actually have days for that. We could have had this coincide with um, Veterans Day. We could have had it coincide with. I know we have like a National Armed Forces Day. Any other situation other than this special event that's been carved out. But this is a day that many people that are not in agreement with the way that Trump is currently doing things is planning to also use to say we don't have kings in America, which is what Donald Trump is trying to act like. This authoritarian style of leadership, dictatorship, you know, daring people to show up and protest at this event and telling them with his small vocabulary that there are going to be, you know, big consequences should they protest. Right now, at first I was hearing numbers like 1,500 protests planned around the nation. Now that number is soaring to 2,000. There's actually a website called No Kings Day, National No Kings Day. And the organizers are having people contact them from all over the country, checking in and saying, hey, we are holding an event in our area. We are holding, you know, protests in this city. And so these numbers are like blowing people away. And it is the 250th anniversary of the United States Army. They are blowing people away. I am planning to attend one of the events that's going to be held here in Milwaukee. And I'm looking for the information. Of course, I had it before I came. And I walked out of the house and left it at the house. But when I go to break, I will find it because they have at least 7 that I saw that were listed here in the state of Wisconsin. And Milwaukee, Shorewood, Madison. There are a number of cities here in the state that are planning to participate. And it looks like this thing is going to be huge across the country. They're estimating about 250,000 people alone in LA. The last time they did it, back in early April, they had 70,000 people. And that was with short notice.
When you first noted that No King Day would be a subject for you today, I thought for sure the Orange Man was trying to come at the King holiday or something, you know, because something goofy I expect of him. So I'm glad that it's about that parade versus what I thought it was.
Well, I apologize.
Yeah, you had me.
Didn't mean to scare you. Didn't mean to scare you. But when I say that if we are not careful at the rate we are going and the attacks on DEI, I was just looking at a story down in Tulane, down in New Orleans at Tulane University, a professor who had been doing research about environmental disparities and equity in terms of how many of these companies and their chemicals have impacted Black communities. And this is groundbreaking research. And the governor, Republican governor of Louisiana, they have told Tulane that she needs to stop this research because basically it's pissing off the Trump administration. And we can't be talking about Black people's health and Black. That's why I keep saying I really am going to be watching to see how long Milwaukee can keep its office of equity at the county and at the city level. And if they are able to, even if they're able to self-fund these divisions, if you have any federal dollars, which both entities receive, and the feds can come in and say, yep, we're going to help you with housing. I mean, we want to help you with homelessness. and dealing with the unhoused, but because you have programs that focus on DEI or on equity or on inclusion or on, helping different segments of the population, we will not be giving you those dollars. Look at what they do in the Harvard. It's just that we ain't on their radar yet. And so people kind of keep their head down and try to stay out the way. But the King holiday could easily become that. If you just pay attention to the way Stephen Miller and Donald Trump and all of the people around them are moving, it could easily become that. So I want people to understand that for those of us that can do something and that can maybe showing up at a rally, it may be writing a letter to or making a phone call to your legislator to say that I don't like what's going on. It may be making a financial contribution to organizations that's out here on the ground doing that work. It may be sending Al Sharpton a check to Nan. I don't know. But, going to talk to your family members, your church members, educating people about being engaged in the process so that as these elections come up, we can help try to either flip seats or get some of these people out of office that are sitting idly by in Congress and doing nothing. What we can do to shore up our state and local level leaders so that we have people in there that understand that the direction that this country is moving in right now is dangerous. It is absolutely dangerous. Let me go to the phone line real quick. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Well, hello there, Michelle. How are you
Hey,
this morning?
what's going on, Dr. Myers? How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing just fine. So I wanted to also bring up something because you were talking about No King's Day, and then Debo was concerned about Martin Luther King Day. So don't be fooled, Debo. Martin Luther King Day is a federal holiday, but in a lot of states, it's shared with other people. Like in the state of, I think it's Tennessee, there's King Lee Day because it's Robert E. Lee. So yeah, stupid stuff like that happens all the time. Two people who can be more polar opposite of each other, but they have to share a holiday.
Wait, say that again,
Wow,
Dr.
really?
Myers.
You
Say
bring
it
her
again.
up because we can barely hear her. Can you bring her up?
I got
You can-
turned all the way up. Hold on.
Okay, say it one more time.
I was saying that Martin Luther King Day is a federal holiday. However, in certain states, it is either not recognized or it is a shared holiday with other people. In the instance of the state of Tennessee, or I think it's Tennessee or Mississippi, it's the King Lee holiday, as in Robert E. Lee, president or the head of the Confederate Army.
Yeah, I just wanted
Two
people to
who
hear
could
that.
be polar opposite.
I just wanted to make sure we were
Wow.
clear on that.
Yes, absolutely. So that's real. But Michelle, you were also talking about funding and how we participate in other things. I wanted to bring up an event that's happening later today for folks who don't remember that I am an ambassador for Versity, the Blood Center of Wisconsin. We are having a kidney care event that is catered to the Black community. Versity is sponsoring this. It's at Thrive on King this afternoon from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. It is free and open to the public, and individuals are invited to come out to learn more about kidney care. This is a silent killer in our community. If you look at our community, you see DaVita Dialysis, you see Fresenius, you see all of these dialysis clinics. That does not have to be normal in our community. There are things that we can do to help prevent, getting kidney disease. And then when you notice the signs of what it is to get kidney disease, I was diagnosed with kidney disease when I turned 30 years old. And that is very, very young, because when you think about people who are on dialysis, many times they are much older in our community. This information that is being given out is to talk to people about donation and transplantation, myths versus facts, how you can become a donor. You can become a living donor, or you can be a deceased donor. So that orange dot on your driver's license or your ID really does mean something. As a person who has gotten 2 kidney transplants, both of which came from deceased donors, I'm thankful for the person who got the dot on their driver's license to make sure that I had a second chance at life. We also are going to talk about what happens when you have a kidney transplant. There are certain protocols that you have to take. When you talk about how we cook and how we, dine out, if you go to fast food restaurants, all of these things, understanding what may be killing us is part of the food that we may eat as well. So how we can eat healthier on a budget. What can you get from McDonald's? What can you get from Chick-fil-A that's healthier than, what you may eat? I know the waffle fry is good, but they full of salt. So those things that we're going to be talking about today at this event, Adversity on King. So I invite folks to come out to learn more about that as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc. I appreciate the information. And it is a lot going on today. So hopefully people can work that in. When you realize, like you said, that you can do fast food, but the choices that you make all the difference. And I'm going to tell you, health-wise, we're going to need as many people on top of their game to be able to be engaged in these other battles that we have. And you can't do it if your health ain't in good shape.
Absolutely.
Dr. Myers, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
What's this flyer you sent me about some gambling bus? Y'all going to the casino? You going to the casino?
A gambling.
There you go.
I was trying to get most of the stuff in for free. But since Debo
it's a classic bus. I thought it was a gambling bus.
Well, we're going to the casino too. So it's two things, Debo. Two things.
Oh, okay.
The first one that you're talking about is the Southern Heritage Classic bus trip. So if individuals are interested in going to the Southern Heritage Classic, Alcorn State University is playing the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. That is one of the longest standing Black college football games that's happening in September. You can give me a call. The number is 504-814-0664. And you can get information about signing up for the Southern Heritage Classic trip. Yes, we will be going to Tunica, Mississippi, so you can drop a few ducats at the casinos there. If you've never seen
Tunica,
Casino Row in North Mississippi, Debo, that's on the list. So if you want to go, Debo, and we will make a detour to the casino.
Send me the itinerary. In fact, y'all drop me a Tunica and then pick me up on the way out.
You ain't even going to the game. You just want to be dropped at the casino.
Drop me in Tunica and pick me up on the
way back.
Yeah, he's going to be broke when y'all pick you back up.
I sent you that one too, Debo. Is that Michelle, if people didn't realize, I'm so thankful that she was voluntold to be my co-chair of the NAACP AXO competition. She did it reluctantly, but we do it for the kids. We are raising funds for the AXO program and raising awareness about the AXO program because we're trying to rebuild the program that we have. So we are hosting a wine tasting event on June 25th.
Y'all gonna have any Wild Irish Rose there?
No, not Wild Irish Rose. No. But you will be able to taste.
Something.
Wow.
No, not Boone's Farm.
Why?
You will get to taste over 15 wines as well as wine cocktails at this event. So the tickets are $40, but you will be sure to have a good time. And you'll be supporting Black children having more opportunities and getting information about the program. The NAACP AXO program stands for the Afro-Academic, Cultural, Technological, Scientific Olympics. It is to raise awareness and give students that are not athletes some of the same, praise and opportunity to shine and show their talent, on a national stage as well. So we have been trying to rebuild that program in Milwaukee for the last 2 years. I participated at the national competition way back in 2002. I know there are a lot of other active AXO alumni that are in the area. A lot of folks over at Milwaukee High School of the Arts that are teachers have been mentors for the program. So we want to invite everybody out to learn more about the AXO program and to raise the money so we can continue this program and give students in Milwaukee the opportunity to participate.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Myers. Boatload of information.
I know.
That's why I don't like messing with you, man. It's always work.
I like the way she do it, though, because before she called Michelle, she sent me the flyers on both events. So I'm popping them up as she's moving.
I know
and then there's another one I sent you, Debo. So I pull that one up. Yeah, just a consummate. Get that word, Jermaine. Be able to use that one next time.
What's that word
professional.
again? Constant perfect. I'm gonna
No, I
write
didn't
that
say
down.
that.
I mean,
You
that
just
didn't
don't-
come from Keith.
It
So
wasn't constant.
So you don't trust it?
no, so I don't trust Debo, man. Debo talking
You talk about making
Ebonics.
words.
He talk Ebonics and pig line. I don't understand that, man.
No, she the same way. She the same way.
Say what?
Yeah.
Well, hi,
Dr. Myers,
She's irritated.
I need some words, man.
You
Give me
know,
some words.
Everybody else say taxes.
You know,
She
there's
say
an
the
entire
millage rate.
Rose's store
Yeah,
that
I'm
will
like,
help you with
That's
that.
that
Nobody
country coming
said
out of
it.
the
The millage
millage race. That's country.
Like, tell nobody
What
say
is, you
that.
know, Michelle gives me a hard time. about
Tell
that
nobody
the whole
say
time.
that. I be like, could you use words that everybody else use? Like, and then she gonna tell me, well, everybody else needs to elevate.
Well, help me
That's
elevate.
what we're here for. That's why we're going to make sure that Debo comes to the wine event so that he is not stuck on Wild Hour. So I want him to buy his ticket today
TJ
so that
Swan.
he can, elevate his wine game. I'm there to help him with that.
All right.
All
Appreciate
right,
you, Doc.
thanks, Doc.
All right.
Appreciate you. All right, family, let me take a break. I need a break from all y'all. I need a break. I found the information on the Milwaukee and Wisconsin area No King's Day protest, so I'll have that for you as soon as we get back.
Keep It Real with your host, Michelle Bryant on WNOV.
All right, folks, welcome back to the show. So I told you I'd get the information for you for the No Kings protest that is happening in the greater Milwaukee area. So this is occurring on Saturday from noon until 2 p.m. at Cathedral Square Park. So that's downtown, noon to 2 p.m., Cathedral Square Park. There are also protests planned all over the state. Over in Shorewood, they have one planned from 2 to 3:30 p.m. Oakleaf Trail Bridge off of Capitol Drive. So if the first one is too early, you can join the folks over in Shorewood for their event down in Racine. I know we have a number of folks that listen in the Racine area. Racine's event, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., northwest corner of Washington Avenue, Highway 20, and Green Bay Road, Highway 31. Over in Kenosha, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at the Civic Center Park. And again, I'm looking at events planned in Waukesha, Brookfield, Watertown, Janesville, Delavan, Twin Lakes, McHenry. No, that's going into Chicago, the McHenry. I was like, where's McHenry? I never heard that. So just so you know, there are a number of ways to participate. Port Washington has events scheduled. Madison has events. Prairie de Sac, I think that says. Baraboo. So this thing is taking off. I encourage you to figure out a way to support, to help be a part of making people, aware of how you feel about the direction that the country is moving in right now. Because we have legislators, at least on the Republican side of the aisle, who are not prepared to stand up to Donald Trump. And I think too many Democrats are struggling trying to figure out how to stand up to Donald Trump. I listened yesterday at the number of people who were so frustrated that they felt like Democrats were not doing enough to call out the differences between Donald Trump's reaction in LA to Donald Trump's reaction on January 6th, when this was actually federal property that was being attacked. And, but you can't condemn it when you told the people, I'll meet you down there. Let's go. You did the whole pep rally to get them amped and psyched and geeked to go down there and tear stuff up. And then you got the DOJ paying Ashley Babbitt's family $5 million for vandalizing Capitol property, breaking out windows, trying to get to the legislators on the other side of the door before she got shot. And now you got members of the Proud Boys that are trying to get $100 million from DOJ connected to these January 6th arrests. So no, please stop. And so when I was talking to some people yesterday, I was like, look, you want Democrats to say what you already know? Well, they should just be beating the drum. You already know it, though. We all know it. So I can, just because I said it on a camera doesn't make it any more powerful. It's not like somebody is sitting at home going, yeah, you right. Dang, that's true. We already know this. Just like we know if Barack Obama was doing any of the BS that Donald Trump is doing, it'd be a very different reaction in this country. We already know this. So how you going to get upset with people for not saying the obvious? If you can tell me, that means you already know this. We're looking for real ways to fight. I tell people all the time, stop looking for messaging fights and look for real fights. Messaging fights is I get to put this out there so I can say what I need to say. And it looks like I'm doing something. No, do something. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Now these protests are taking off, and it shows that how the country has been invaded. Okay. Now, black people You go kill your butts out there. Them people go throwing rocks. We talk about the 6th riot or whatever on January 6th. The boys went in there and clowning around. I wonder, to this day, I wonder what kind of real artifacts were actually stolen out of there. Because, they had some stuff some real antiquated stuff in there. I don't know if that stuff was stolen or even if anybody even got it logged in to know that it's still there. It's probably good and gone. But however, black folk, you go out there with them people, they start throwing rocks or doing things, and you're going to get got first. I just want you to know that because you black, okay? You're going to get got first.
You know what? Do you ever?
One person was saying,
do you ever?
Who gonna come get your butt out of jail?
Do you ever?
Stay out the way of this shit.
Do you?
That's all I can tell you.
Okay, bye, man. Bye.
Yeah. Because you put your people.
Bye. I can't do it. You just irritate me. You irritate my soul. Oh my God. You just such a small, ridiculous little man. You irritate my behind. Oh my God. Dude. I mean, whatever you can say to disparage a group of people.
I'm sorry for laughing.
And no, everybody, Hispanic, Latino, Mexican, ain't right.
Oh my God.
It's a good segment of them don't like black people, don't mess with us, ain't gonna come help us. All that's true. But there is a larger segment of people who do the right thing every day, who contribute to this society, who pay into our systems, knowing they will never be able to collect Social Security or reap the benefits of it, but they are able to legally work here because of certain provisions, but they will never receive any money on those systems. People that help pick our food, that help fix our homes, people that, are brilliant, that are, in classrooms helping kids, physicians. There are people who have not committed a crime since coming into this country. They just talked about an elderly man being picked up outside of a church in LA. Why are we picking him up? You have already lived 30, 40, 50 years in this country. Why are we targeting this old man? Why are we in schools and daycares, looking for parents? Graduation ceremonies. Like, stop trying to justify evil and ignorance and racism, because that's what this is. Because raise this much hell about the white folks that got brought in from South Africa and jumped the line ahead of everybody else applying for asylum.
And I ain't heard him raise hell about that.
No.
Since that has
we
happened,
went and we paid for a plane and went and picked them people up and brought them over here and flaunted them in front of everybody else's face and said, see, you black, brown, coloreds, this is what we do for white folks. And them horses that was rounding up them black people from Haiti and putting them on a plane and sending them back to troubled communities, that's what we do for y'all. Mm-hmm. And it just irritates my soul that this black man finds time every day to call in like you calling in for the uplift of the black community, but all you try to do is infuse hate into our spirit and our way of thinking every day.
Do you think he's trolling you?
I mean, of course he's trolling to some extent, okay. But this is the thing. You call in on racist or prejudicial BS every day. And then I'm scared of black people. Don't you go show up for them people because they go and arrest you. You don't think people showed up for us? You think we was the only people marching during the George Floyd protests? You think we were the only people marching during the civil rights protests? You really, that's what you think? That nobody showed up for us? Viola Luisa gets murdered sitting in her living room at home watching what was happening to black people be beat, and gets in her car, leaves her husband and her children, and says, I can't sit here and watch this. That's the Hispanic woman. You think Cesar Chavez them wasn't trying to figure out how to help what was going on with black people for civil rights? Like, why must you call here and spread your little poison all the time? I will not live in a world where I hate other people, where I can't empathize with what other people are going through. These people are terrified right now. And I'm going to tell you, and I say this all the time, I frequently care about people who don't give a damn about me. And that includes a whole bunch of black folks listening to me talk right now. Because there's black folks that won't come to my aid when I'm in trouble. It's black folks that ain't gonna come rescue the festival. They ain't gonna come rescue Cothi. They're not gonna come rescue this radio station. They're not gonna help nobody on the street that's standing there hungry. So don't give me this. The Mexicans don't help us. It's Negroes don't help you. And I don't see you going nowhere telling people stop helping any black folks. I can't do it with you, man.
Not only that, Shell, but you know, this man wears the whole Christian outfit.
Yeah, he called here with all his Bible verses
outfit,
and all of the scripture quoting. But you ain't nothing but the damn devil. You ain't nothing but the damn devil.
And that ain't cool.
I mean that.
That ain't cool.
It's just low down. You know, you talk out both sides of your neck. You want to come in here and talk about Jesus and want to get at gay folks and want to get at these folks. But
you
let me help you. Your level of hatred and prejudice and bias, that don't get you in heaven either, bruh.
Real talk.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
All of the sins is the same.
Yeah.
I don't, get a bigger ding because I murdered somebody if I just hate people and spread hate.
Yeah.
And for those of you who do believe in Jesus, I've not seen that it was a sliding fee scale on the crimes you can commit or the wrongs that you can do that get you into heaven.
It's all the same.
So if you was just a petty thief and you only stole about $1,000 versus being a major thief
you still
and stole millions of dollars,
you still wearing gasoline draws
differently.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the sliding, fee scale on what sins will get you or not get you into heaven. So while you out here talking about everybody else, you need to get your own behind right.
Yeah.
While you out here figuring out a way to disparage somebody that ain't bothering you.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
And whether it's LGBTQ people, I had people yesterday like, I just cannot believe this Negro brought up sex workers when you was talking about them women working their way out of slavery, washing clothes and trying to get a fair wage. And that just tell you it's something wrong. Yeah. And there are days I'm cool, I can ignore it. And I know people already know I'm gonna get to Michelle, calm down. Michelle, don't let him get you upset. Damn that. I'm sick of him. I am sick of him. I'm sick of him. And literally be on a high horse. Me and Christopher disagree frequently. I heard him call Keith's show yesterday, said he had a question for me. I was going to ask Ms. Bryant about, G, don't worry about it. Whenever you get here, I got you. I just got a text from him. But yeah, I heard Christopher, he said, hey, when have we ever really had democracy in this country? It's a way to disagree. Now, but he don't just call it here just talking crazy and reckless.
Right.
It's a way to disagree. I could have answered him had I been here when he called, and I will at another time. But I'm just going to say this, and I need people to understand this. Your level of indifference to people don't make you no better than nobody else. In fact, it shows that it's a flaw in your character. Now, you ain't going to see it that way. And you don't have to agree with me, but I'm telling you what it is. The ability to not have empathy for other people. We have laws in this country that make us different from a lot of places around the world, even for people who have committed crimes. Even for people who have committed crimes. When Lena was, and callers, here I come. When Lena was a senator, we dealt with the folks that were incarcerated as constituents, just like we dealt with everyday people who had never been in trouble, who were calling us for services. When people called us about inhumane treatment, unfair treatment, abusive treatment, she visited, made me go with her, and visited these individuals and met with the wardens and talked to the police to figure out, or the corrections officers, how these folks was being treated. We have laws in this country, and we don't get to suspend them because we don't like a certain group of people. It is nonsense to believe that an individual, I just watched this woman who is getting ready to leave the military because she's gay. This woman is a pilot, and evidently she's one of the coldest ones in the military. But now, because of our LGBTQ ban and she's not transgender, but all these bans we put in about who can serve. So I don't want the best of the best. I want what fits a profile in a box I can check. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey,
Hello?
Michelle, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Michelle, how you doing?
Good.
I'm doing good. I haven't done this in a long time because everybody else be getting on me. But Michelle, not only does he have problems with immigrants, especially Mexicans, in which I can't figure out what they have done to this man. I don't care what talk show he goes on, whether it's yours or the other radio station down the dial, or if it's Reverend Al Sharpton. For some reason, he has to bring up Mexicans, which is hurtful to me that he thinks. And so, but I'm gonna try and keep on track because it kind of bothered me today. He is sexist, homophobic, and racist. Who does that sound like?
Yeah, his boy.
Right, exactly. And I'm thinking, I don't know if you remember this, that text I sent you, that he sent me and said he would rather be under the thumb of a racist white man than under the thumb of a black woman. Do you remember that?
I do remember.
And so that for that kind of mentality, you have to wonder what he sees when he looks in the mirror every morning. Kind of puts me in the mind of, what was David Chappelle? I don't know if you ever seen that skit of David Chappelle. David Chappelle was blind. Yeah. That's what that brother kind of puts me in the mind of, is that, like you said, I haven't once heard him bring up them South Africans, and every time he comes on the radio, he's got to always be put down. I heard him say on the radio the other day, because I think your buddy said that he hates women too, and I truly believe that he does hate women. Something happened to Meech in his life that made him like this, and I was sent out trying to figure it out.
Don't try to figure it out, because it ain't even worth it. We just gotta dispel it and move on. The energy we spending on this dude, we could be doing so much more.
Yeah, and that's why I don't understand anything about him in the world. I'm like everybody else. I said, boy, Mac, you should even getting on him. That all to tell that brother something. I told him plenty of times, man, don't you be hearing what people be saying about you? But it just goes in one ear and out the other.
No, and some people thrive on attention, and that's what you call looking for. And
he told Tori Lowe the other day, you said if a woman closed her pocketbooks to him, be done with her. I just started rolling. I'm like, do you really think he'll play her? But that's all. Michelle, I would just want to say this too about how the reason I brought all that up too is that how they lied, the administration lied and said they were going to go after the criminals. No, they're not. They're going after everybody.
Everybody.
I don't know if you saw, they were chasing people through those strawberry fields, going to the meat factories. I mean, Michelle, what they're doing is just total absurd. So who's gonna do that work? Do they think that are they? So they trying to make it like if you want Medicaid and all this kind of stuff. That's who they think they're gonna put in them fields, Michelle.
Yeah, I mean, but no, they're gonna put
meatpacking
incarcerated black
places.
men in them fields. That's what they're gonna put in them fields. That's what they're gonna put in them fields. And thanks, George, for the call. I got some more callers, but let me be clear. You know, and we go number one, not all Mexicans and Latino individuals, Hispanic individuals are, in these fruit fields and all this kind of stuff. But black folks that's in jail, Wisconsin, when Lena was in office, tried to change the Constitution in the state of Wisconsin because slavery is only legal in Wisconsin if you are incarcerated. Then they can make you work for free per Wisconsin's Constitution. Even though slavery overall was not legal in the state, except if you were incarcerated. And some of these other southern states, they have that provision in their state constitution as well.
And that's the loophole.
Yeah.
That's the loophole to keep slavery going.
And that's why the police forces were started way, way, way back in the day. Because they were rounding up black folks, coming up with trumped up charges. You loitering, you don't have a job. And that could give them an excuse to arrest you, which meant then that they could force you into free labor. So they used the police to basically go after and mess with black folks after slavery ended to arrest them, to put them back into legalized slavery.
Yeah, that's the loophole.
So when they got to figure out who, just like Ron Johnson, them always bragging that they got their prison labor program, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. While, you getting paid more than the 14 cents an hour that they paying folks that's actually doing some of these crazy, jobs for these companies, it's going to be black folks. And we making protest illegal, messing with Trump. You can be just snatched up by ICE and be an American citizen and get caught up. And let me say this as I go to break. There is a young man by the name of Bo Loudon who is friends with Barron Trump. Okay. He's been bragging on social media how he had this brother whose name is Kabi. What's Kabi's full name? It's a brother, Kabi Lane. He is a big influencer on TikTok. Boy, be sharp every time you see him. He came into the United States in April. I don't know what it is about Serengay, because his first name is Serengay, that irritates this white boy, Bo Loudon, connected to Barron Trump. But he used his connection to Barron to have this brother thrown out of the country a couple of days ago, talking about he had overstayed his visa. He just got here in April. Black dude. So he's only 25 years old, got 160 million followers on TikTok, born in Senegal, but he lives in Italy. And ICE just got at him and said, we either gonna deport you or you leave on your own. And he went ahead and left on his own. Why is this black man a threat? Why would y'all target him and specifically look for him? So it's not just Mexicans and Latinos that's being impacted. This is all of us. I gotta take a break. I'll be right back. break. Let me get them in. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing, Michelle?
I'm good, bro. How you doing today?
I'm hanging in. I'm glad you vented out, but the guy's just an idiot. So just cut him off. Don't even let him start his mess, because it's all mess. That was my first thought.
Okay.
The second one, he think he a black Trump, so let him live with that lie.
Mm.
And then the other thing I just wanted to kind of suggest, I had talked to you a while ago about the securing ballot boxes.
Yes.
Okay, so if you get a chance, give me a call.
Okay. I got it. Look, bro, I got it on my list. I got you.
Okay.
All right.
Good to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, family. Look, I told you I was gonna have a guest in the studio today. None other than Mr. Gallion Smith of G's Clippers in the building.
Hey,
Look,
thanks for having me, Michelle.
I was about to say something inappropriate. Because I'm trying to figure out, are you older than Idris Elba?
Oh my God.
Are you older? Because I'll be like, look, Jackie laughing.
Good question.
Yeah, I'm like Milwaukee's
But why
own
you ask
Idris.
that? Whatever.
Black Beauty.
If you don't stop it.
I'm sorry. Hey, you gotta just tell the truth. Shame the devil. It was so funny. I was watching something, and this lady, Michael B. Jordan, was being interviewed, and this lady came. Wait, let me see. You 2 years older than Idris?
I guess I got about 2 years.
Look, I can't tell. But yeah, this lady, Michael B. Jordan, was standing there, and she came up and she put her arms around Michael B. Jordan's waist. And he just standing there, just real smooth. And the reporter said, "Aren't you gay?" to the lady. And she is. She said, "Yeah. But this Michael B. Jordan." So, gay or not, I'm touching him. I'm sorry. You are just always have been one of my favorite people. You have a spirit that matches your looks. Look good on the inside, good on the outside. But first of all, welcome to the show. Haven't had you here in a little while.
I know it's been a while. Thanks for having me. It's always good seeing my one of my favorite people in the world.
Look,
without a doubt.
So you are hitting a 30-year milestone.
Can you believe it?
I cannot.
Me either.
I cannot. When you talk about establishing G's Clippers. So you've done this before, but everybody doesn't always know. So just for a second, how we get here, man? Why was this the chosen profession? You could have done anything. How you end up on this path?
Well, growing up in a household with 5 brothers and 1 sister, there's quite a bit of money for my parents to be sending 6 boys and 1 girl to the barbershop. Well, 6 boys to the barbershop on a regular basis. So my father picked up the clippers. He was far from a barber. You should just cut our hair all one length, no edge up, no line in, no no lining at all. So one of us had to pick up the trade. So I picked up the clippers, man.
I was out of necessity.
I was 12 years old, and
12.
Yeah, my pops was too busy to get to our hair because he worked 2 jobs. He owned Smith and Sons Home Improvement, and he drove the Milwaukee County Transit bus, and he was too busy. This one particular Sunday, I would never forget it. My mom, I asked my mom, could I come on here? And she said, okay, now, however it turned out, you going to school just like that. So I'm like, how bad could I do? I mean, Pops just cut it all one length, against the grain, all one length. So I did that, and before long, probably the second or third time I come in here, I learned how to adjust the clippers and kind of line myself up, and of course, my younger brothers see that, and my guys in the neighborhood, because any household with 6 boys in it, we got all the fellas in the neighborhood at our house all the time. So I had a lot of practice. So by the time I was 14, 15 years old, I mean, I had a regular clientele out of my mom's house. So it wasn't until I was 21 though that I decided to make it out of a career.
Really?
Yeah.
So what did you do? What did you try before that? Because I'm assuming
real estate. I went to school. I went to Bernie Robbins School of Real Estate when it was on Fond du Lac Avenue.
What's the name of the school?
Bernie Robbins.
I never
Remember
heard
that?
I know.
Back in the late 80s.
No, I
Yeah,
missed
Bernie
this.
Robbins School of Real Estate was right there on Fond du Lac Avenue, right near 60th.
And so you were going to.
And I went there. I went there for one full semester, and I had
Okay.
another semester left.
Okay.
But during that break, it's something. I had a car accident. I was in a car. We was in my brother's car, and it was two of our friends, me, my brother Corey, and two of our friends who we've been knowing since we were like 5 years old.
Okay.
We were on our way to Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I will never forget it. 6:05 a.m. August 21st, 1992 at this time. So a little time had passed. And the back right tire blew. The car went to flipping. My buddy died at the scene. I've been knowing since I was 5 years old. At the scene, and right then and there, I mean, so many things was going through my head, and I'm like, God spared my life for a reason. And I knew that I mean, at that point, I knew that you can die on your wellest day. You could be here in perfect health and go on today. Right. So at that point, I decided to just go and just follow my God-given gift, along with other things, but follow my God-given gift and cutting hair. Nobody have ever really taught me how to cut hair prior to that, and cutting hair was just easy for me. It came so natural for me, and I enjoyed doing it. It wasn't work.
That's what we tell people all the time. Do what you love.
Right. And you'll never work a day in your life.
We all know.
And that's what it was. So I decided to go to school at Pro Schools of Cosmetology. It was located on 68th and Capitol Drive. I went to school full time, straight A student through barber and cosmetology school.
I'm sorry, what kind of student were you?
I was a straight A student then, which I can't say that about high school. But you know what? When you were grown, man, you spending your own money,
it's a different level of accountability.
Different level, So yeah, so that's what happened. And I went to school full time for 1 year, finished, started working at Carol's New Image. It was on Fond du Lac and Capitol.
Okay.
And
Carol's
New. I worked there for like 2.5, almost 3 years.
Okay.
And Carol had a major stroke, and she was closing, and her power of attorney, her sister, was closing the place down. And so I had a few months to find a location, and I found a spot right down the street on Fond du Lac and Sherman. And I was in that location. I started there with 4 barbers and myself. And
that location is now the grocery store, right?
And next door is the grocery store. This is the kitchen startup.
Yeah.
Kitchen startup, startup kitchen.
Because we used to pass by and see you sitting outside.
Right. I was there for 22 years. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
I opened that spot when I was 24 years old. I was there for 22 years in that one location.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, then I moved down on MLK Drive.
You outgrow the space.
Yeah, I would like to think I definitely outgrow it, because I always had barbers on my waiting list. When I only had Fond du Lac Avenue, I've always had barbers on the wait list to come work at G's, because I could only hold like 12 barbers and stylists at that point.
So then when you make the transition over to King Drive?
That was in 06. I got that spot that was next door to Skybox,
right.
Where Pepper Potty is right now. That was my location. I had 20 barbers in there, and I still had 12 on Fond du Lac Avenue. And then when the spot came available across the street from me on MLK, which is the bank, that was in 2017. That was a 30-chair barbershop. So that made me the largest barbershop in the Midwest and one of the largest in the country. And I'm still there.
So look, listening to this, it sounds like, this has been easy.
No, not at all.
I'm
Without
doing
a doubt.
this, I'm making this move, I'm doing that.
No.
And there are people listening like, well, damn, how you do that?
No.
So in the 30 years, roughest day, roughest time.
Yeah, the roughest time. Oh, I mean, which one? I mean, it's always, until you truly learn how to delegate, until you truly learn how to trust other individuals, it's always going to be some times where you just overextend yourself. You just tired beyond
cutting hair
tired.
Is one thing. Running a business on this scale is something totally different.
Without a doubt.
And so the skills that's required to do that. And, it was so funny. I was listening to, if I quote Ali Sadiq one more time, but I love that boy, and people just talk about no overnight success, that in some way, shape or form, the work and the evolution and the skills keep developing and have been for a long time. But what do you say? Because one of the things that I noticed it seems like people will get into a shop and then within a year and a half to everybody already had their own shop. So, Milwaukee, we got liquor stores, we got barbershops, salons. But I always have said this, particularly some young brothers I knew that were getting ready to strike out on their own. Fam, you ain't ready because you cold at cutting hair. Bro, you don't even come to work on time. You got customers waiting for you to get here. I'm not gonna keep paying you this kind of money and waiting for you to respect my time.
Right.
So, what do you think about a lot of the people that strike out? And is there any training? I know like people have manager's license and all of that, but is there any training for people? Because y'all make it look easy.
There's no there. I mean, that's one of the things that I want to do. With I don't know if I talked to you while I was cutting your hair in the past about G's master class. I want to do a master class because I understand that's a lot of people in small business, period. A lot of us, we're really good at the craft. We got a big following, and we feel that we can do this. We can open our own shop, but we negate to realize that there's a business aspect of this.
Absolutely.
And that's what I lacked, going back to your previous question about, some trying, times, throughout these 30 years, most importantly, earlier on. And that was just me not knowing the business aspect of it. I mean, although my father's on Smith and Sons Home Improvement, but I don't ever remember my pops ever talking about bookkeeping. I never talking about LLC and setting up his business the proper way and paying himself, payroll and showing that he's making money to the state and government through taxes and such. So it was a trial and error for me, and sometimes you learn the hard way, but thank God, that G's Clippers has now been open for 30 years and I ain't had to change the name to escape, whatever it might be.
Look,
but
sitting there once or twice.
I mean, but that's a lot of us though. In business, we know how to do the craft. We know how to do it so well that we feel like they would just come. We build a shop and they gonna come because we got that name. But no, I mean,
even when they come, you guys still know what to do.
You're right about that.
That paperwork. I tell people all the time, some of the most high-profile criminals in the world do not get taken out because they found the body. They get taken out because of taxes.
Right.
All of the stuff that Donald Trump has done, you got 34 felony convictions because of tax fraud.
Right.
And not understand. Well, in his case, he was committing fraud, but people genuinely losing their business because they don't get the paperwork piece right. And me and Lena would get these calls like they about to, the IRS is breathing down our neck. We about to lose everything. So best time in the course of these 30 years.
Oh, it was probably when my good friend Wendy Collins hit me and told me, "G, we approve to go ahead and do your health clinic in the barbershop." That right there was that was probably my biggest win, I think, in these past 30 years, to be able to have a health clinic in my barbershop, something that has not been done. G's MKE Wellness Clinic, and I just could just think about my pops, dying at just 62 years old from complications to colon cancer, which nobody should really die at 62 from colon cancer. You just go get a colonoscopy at 50 like you should, now 45, and find the polyps, take them out, and, go about your business. But pops never did that, never went to the doctor, like so many men out here. And I didn't want that to be, the story for, many more African-American men, period, families, period, so to open that clinic and to make guys aware of their numbers and get, their screenings for prostate exams and colonoscopies. I mean, that's a major win because that's what barbershops is for. That's what we're supposed to do. How long has the clinic
been open now?
2020 I opened. Actually, we opened January of 2020, and then when COVID hit in March and we shut down, we opened back up for a whole another year.
Okay.
So and then when we opened back up, we were doing the vaccinations and such, and But we do so many
so our
amazing
bros
things
taking
through the
advantage
clinic.
of it being there.
Yes, they are. We only open every single Friday from 10 to 2, and then one Saturday a month. And then as it becomes, the demand is more, then we'll start opening up more days.
So I gotta take a break, but I came to work with you as a result of you being on the board of African World Festival. But there are not too many boards, community organizations that you have not been affiliated with, asked to sit on the board, supportive of. It's already a lot to run the business. Then you add in a clinic.
Right.
How do you find time to juggle all of this?
I believe
and
that
I'm seeing pictures of you running around the world.
That's to get rid of that stress. That's to get rid of that stress that's associated with juggling all of it. But I mean, you find time. You find time if it's something that's close to your heart. I mean, you gonna find time within reason. And what I've always focused on though is making sure I take care of G. I got to take care of me. So as long
what
as
does
I
that
can take
mean?
it.
What does that mean?
I'm not saying anybody else should do it, but to be honest with you, I mean, I've been smoking cigars and cigars really. I don't inhale.
Look, Richard Badger was just badgering me about Michelle. Why you not a member of the club?
About smoking cigars.
I was like, man, I'm not putting them damn cancer sticks
but
in
I
my
do.
mouth.
And listen,
it was like, you ain't got to inhale.
Right, you don't inhale.
Okay,
I mean,
Barack Obama.
Not saying it's
not. I don't have to inhale.
Not
I'm
saying,
in the room.
so
I'm breathing it.
So that's one thing.
Cynthia Wilson.
That's one thing, but I take vacations. I make sure I take at least, two lengthy vacations a year, which is 7 days is lengthy for me. Okay. So at least 2 of those a year. I run.
Take a
marathons.
Second to talk about the running. The pictures you were posting.
I
amazing.
At one point in time in my life, I really felt that I was really dealing with some stress. Dealing with a divorce and, just things, just this growth, and then, pivoting, and what comes with that. And so I know that I'm an extremely positive energy person. I rarely ever let negativity really set up shop within my spirit. But my doctor told me, he said, gee, no matter how positive you are, no matter how much you smile, stress is affecting you in some way, shape, or form. He said, try doing some, because I had hypertension, so which brought that on, that conversation with him on. So he said, try doing some extreme cardio, swimming, jogging, and such. That kills the negative enzymes that's associated with stress. So a good friend of mine, chief surgeon for surgical oncology for Freighter, he's no longer there now. Actually, congratulations, Dr. Gamblin. He's over in Utah now as of a couple weeks ago. But at any rate, he told me, say, gee, man, I'm looking at running a marathon. I ran one in undergrad about 20 years ago. I want to get back into running. I said, man, a marathon. I said, how many miles? I knew it was 20 something. I didn't even know how many miles it was. And at that time, no, my first time ever running 5 miles nonstop in my life, I was 41, 42 years old.
41, 42?
The first time I've ever ran 5 miles in my life. Yes. And when I ran that marathon with him, when I started training, I was 47. When I ran the marathon with him, I was 48. You understand, I'm 54 now. I'll be 55 this year. And I ran 6 full marathons. I ran Boston Marathon, New York Marathon, Chicago Marathon, Berlin, Germany, London, Tokyo just recently. And now I have Sydney, Australia coming up this September.
I'm going to Sydney. I'm going. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I mean, but
I'm going so I can cheer you on.
And I would encourage
anybody. We are going to Australia. Yeah. So I gotta see
I'm looking forward to
there. We going. Me and Keisha and
really? Oh, okay. You were serious. Okay.
Okay. Where was we at? Jermaine in California. Palm Springs.
Okay.
And we all my other friend, she was like the one who did the South Africa, like we going to South Africa. She was like, so Australia. And we was like, let's go. And so that trip is already being planned.
I'm looking forward to it.
You know, so
but the running is done more to me than relieve
it's
stress.
crazy when you posting these pictures.
Yeah.
And it seems like a lot of times you're moving around by yourself.
Yeah. I went to Tokyo by myself. I went to
because a lot of people wouldn't even do that, man.
But Dr. Gamlin and I did all the other marathons together. So Dr. Gamlin and I, we did Berlin together. We did London together, Boston, Chicago, New York. We did those together. But I did Tokyo by myself because he got in the previous year and I didn't get in. Because, you know, a lot of people don't understand. Like some people are like, wait, what? So you can't get in if you want to run 26.2 miles. I said
you
no.
want to punish
They
yourself,
only accept like 30,000 to 50,000. I think New York got probably the largest. It's like 40,000 people. Yeah, you got to limit it, and it costs money to do it too.
Really?
So yeah, and some of those international marathons, all the international marathons is very costly. You know, the flight over there, the room and board in Tokyo. I mean, Sydney is about to be my longest flight I've ever taken though. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that. I thought Tokyo was long with I think 18 hours. I like 18. It was under 20.
Okay.
But this one is what 22, 23 hours.
Look, it's only how you travel, bro. I'm just telling you, we can talk online. It's only how you do it. Get that little cocoon.
Put me on. Put me down, sis.
So
put me down.
I'm just we'll talk. Jack, do I need to take a break? Let me take a break. When we come back, now we gotta talk about how we gonna celebrate 30 years of doing the thing. Right. You know, and I don't even know how to plan a party to celebrate 30 years in business.
I don't either. I got some amazing help. I got some amazing help.
Like it's about to be a good time.
It is.
All right, family, let me take a quick break. We'll be right back.
to Say Something Real with your host, Michelle Bryant on WNOV.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. So I am honored to have in the studio with me a brother who, it's hard to move around in this town and somebody say G and everybody not thinking the same dude. In fact, I don't even know if I know some other G's now that I think about it.
I know a couple.
I might know one or two, but most people gonna go Smith, the barber, right away. But G, to mark the 30th anniversary of having done this thing for so long, how are you planning to celebrate? What does this look like?
Well, before I say another word, which I should have did this initially, but I want to say rest in peace, to Mr. Jones, and to all of you guys, that has been here, a true historian.
Mm-hmm.
So rest in peace. But the celebrations will start on Juneteenth Day. G's Clippers will have a float, or our version of a float. And all my barbers.
What does that
and
mean?
all my barbers.
I mean, I know
you
what
will
a
see
float
it. You will
look
see
like.
it on Thursday. You will see it on Thursday.
This sounds like some hood foolishness.
Hey, listen.
I'm scared.
We going down King Drive.
Hey,
right? Come on now.
I'm scared.
Hey,
This is true Black history.
Our version.
Hey, G, I was wondering when you said you had a float, because we wanted to do it, and I saw it after I couldn't find nobody, and the one I did find, they never called back. So I'm like, how the hell G get a float?
Well, no.
So I'm glad to know that it's a hood version.
Well, you remember what she
Don't give me that many props, okay? Or not yet. Don't do that.
Wait till you see it. But like, didn't she already do a float with the Black Panther stuff? Y'all remember that?
I saw one last year that somebody did. I thought
yeah,
it was
she heard them did one that was crazy.
That might be the one
and I think it's like celebrated Wakanda and Black Panther.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so y'all doing a float.
We're doing the float. I got all my barbers out there. We'll be giving out things as we walk along the routes.
Okay.
And then we have our booth at Juneteenth, and we'll be giving out free haircuts all day long. And
so I
give
can
out
wait
some.
to get my hair cut.
You wait to get your haircut. Come on down for free, right outside.
We're gonna be there. We're gonna be down there anyway. Okay, so
that's Juneteenth.
I'm gonna slide over. I'm gonna wait, let all my little growth come on out and cut. Okay, so that's Juneteenth.
You only got another week now. So and then next Friday, the 20th, we'll be outside of G's Clippers for the block party. And so we're closing off the street on Garfield, on MLK, between MLK and the alley on Garfield. We have a stage set up out there. We got live entertainment. We got a DJ as well. Quab and I will be the host. We got some other giveaways, and we got vendors out there. We got information booths.
So this is the day after Juneteenth.
That's the day after Juneteenth. Yeah, from just 12 to 4, from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock outside of G's Clippers. Which will be our block party.
Okay.
And then that Saturday, which is the only paid event, it will be at the Marriott downtown on Milwaukee Street between Wisconsin Avenue and Michigan. And when you talk about a treat, y'all in for a treat. It should be an amazing time. My good friend DJ Tony Neal, Core DJ founder, he'll be on the ones and twos along with my good friend DJ Martin, and we got some things lined up. It should be a really, really good time. So you can go to Eventbrite and just do a search on Eventbrite. Search G's Clippers.
Tickets? I ain't paying
it's $30 for 30 years.
$30?
$30 for 30 years.
Party for $30.
What better? Hey, come on
now.
No, you get a little, finger food or whatnot. And yeah, we got free food also at the block party.
Okay.
And giveaways, so it's just it's sure to be a good time.
Okay, I can come party for $30.
Come on now, that's what I'm talking about. Come on down, y'all definitely will. And we're celebrating 30 years.
I mean, look, I'm there for it. I just need to make sure it's in my budget because I got to buy an outfit. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Milwaukee. Good morning, Michelle and your staff.
Good morning.
Calling to congratulate my friend, my buddy, who don't never recognize me, but if I Ray Allen, he probably would.
Oh,
Listen.
Is that DB?
I believe that man been in business for 30 years.
30 years. Who is this?
This is Dennis. Who else? Who else gonna bother you? Who else gonna bother
Oh,
you?
man, what's up, baby? What's up?
Hey, I love you, boy. I love you.
Oh, man, I love you back. I love you
if
back.
it was Ray Allen, he'll know who you
Man,
are.
stop it.
Exactly.
Man, yo, stop it.
See how
If
people
you
act? See how they
Hey,
act?
this man has been so successful, and the kids growing up. My son is 20 now.
Wow.
I mean, we used to race to get to this man barbershop on Sherman.
Wow, 20
Because the earlier you get there, he's 20 years old, he's striving. I can't say enough about my kids. There's one I'm still beating upside the head, but like me. But I love you, boy. You keep up your success, and I would like to come to a lot of your events, because every time he does something, Michelle, I don't know where these women come from. You only see them at the Bucks game and at one of G's functions. After that, they disappear.
Stop it. I love you too. I love you too. I love you back. I appreciate the love and support, and hope to see you at one of those events. We, coming out to the block party. If you going to Juneteenth, stop at the booth, man.
I'll be at the block party. In fact, a couple of teammates will be at the block party.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag the ones that are in town. I'm gonna drag them down there, because they always talk about how I harass people. I don't harass people. I just love.
You keep harassing, all right? Keep harassing.
Well, thank you, bro. I
love you. I appreciate that.
Love you all.
Somebody said something about, don't forget he's an Eagle Scout.
Oh, no, actually, I'm personally not an Eagle Scout, but I have had Eagle Scouts come through. So G's Clippers is, and it's a little known Milwaukee Black History, actually Black History fact, period. G's Clippers is the first barbershop in the country to charter a Boy Scout organization. So, oh yeah, I was the first. Typically barbershop, typically Boy Scout troops are formed out of. Are chartered out of churches and schools and such. I'm the first barbershop in the country to actually charter a Boy Scout organization. So with that, I've had many Boy Scouts come through G's Clippers Boy Scout troop too. And yes, I had and Eagle Scout cool. is a heck of a feat.
Oh yeah.
That's no joke. I mean, when I was a scout, back when I was a kid, I think I made it as far as star. And so I still had 2 more ranks, before actually, becoming an Eagle. But yeah,
clearly your people know you, because somebody's like, yeah, don't forget the scouting.
I appreciate that.
Oh, we got some more. Do we have another caller? Yep, let's get them. Hey, caller, what's happening? We messed it up. Okay, all right. So somebody said, tell them again. They need to know, because they got to get an outfit too.
Yes, dress code. Please come. Dress to impress after 5, or business casual. No too casual wear. This will be a party. see how I worded that? Too casual. TOO.
He's so diplomatic. He's so diplomatic.
So basically, no white t-shirts.
Wait. Let me get your whisperer, your interpreter. What did he mean, Jermaine?
Basically, no white t-shirts.
No hoodies.
No white t-shirt crowd.
No hoodies.
No jogging pants. No sweatpants and stuff. No. But yeah, but. But again, we're really, that attire is for the block party.
Okay.
But on Saturday, we're really trying to show Black excellence. We're really trying to celebrate, what it looks like for a Black business to be open 30 years in the city of Milwaukee. Yeah. And although I have been on doing these interviews, but trust me, there's no way in heck G's Clippers would have survived without those amazing barbers and stylists I've had for the past 30 years that believed in me, that listened to me, that had something to share with me, that I've adopted, because I'm always open for ideas. I don't have a dictator way of leading, I don't manage individuals at my shop. I don't manage grown folks. I lead them. And in leading them, I listen to them. And I think, that's another major reason why G's Clippers have lasted for 30 years, because, I bring them with me, if you will. I mean, we all walk side by side. I don't look at them as people that work under me. We work side by side, and they all have a voice.
One thing I will ask you about before we wrap the interview, I know that I've been waiting on some hair care products. Or you were doing men hair care products.
Because I put it.
I ain't trying to put no pressure on you.
I am going to pick that back up.
While you running around the world and carrying out. It's people waiting on.
I had a few things.
Hair care products. Because have you ever heard about it?
I heard
some
rumors
about it.
It's called G.
You heard about it?
Yeah.
You heard about it.
Yeah.
Because people running around the world.
By the end of this year, y'all will be able to. Y'all will see. If it's not out by January 1st, you definitely will.
Talk about you
G's
so
Grooming
bad.
Essentials. Listen, I'm saying this on the air. G's Grooming Essentials. That's the name of it. G's Grooming Essentials. Shampoo, conditioner, and an ingrown bump hair product. That'll be my first 3. Use it for locks. That's leave-in conditioner, man.
Right.
Trust me. Those 3.
Don't let it be out by the
without
end.
listen. If it's not by the end of the year, it will be out by the first quarter of next year.
Is this before Australia or after
You
Australia?
see what I'm saying?
It's gonna be after Australia.
You don't that far. Come on, don't do that to me.
I've been waiting on these hair care products for 30 years.
By before the end of the first quarter of next year, it will be.
We've been waiting on these hair care
And I've
products
been
for 30 years.
And you know what I've been focused on, though, Michelle, also? G's MKE Foundation. That foundation is what I've been really working on, and you guys are the second outlet that I've announced it.
So then what we'll do is we'll have you come back. So
now it's a 501c3 now. So now under G's MKE Foundation, the main thing, of course, is my clinic. So now I'm able to get some assistance, some help, so we can do health initiatives on a large scale, a very large scale in the city of Milwaukee. Because I'll have help. Individuals can give money to the nonprofit. Of course, and under the nonprofit, I'll be doing my free haircut, back to school thing, my turkey drive, for Thanksgiving, my toy drive and coat drive, during the Christmas and winter season. So I'm excited about that. When I tell you that was something, and I have been working on that for some time now.
Okay.
And to have
he's trying to recover.
Have it back.
He's trying to recover.
Oh my God!
Listen,
stop looking at the past.
I've been busy.
Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are new.
Hey, Michelle, nice quoting Bible scripture.
I just felt some of it. I just felt some.
He quoted Bible scripture. Trying to get out of it.
This guy's hard. I'm gonna shock you. And I'm coming back on here to announce G's Grooming Essentials is now out for consumers.
Right quick, man. I want to thank you for all that you do. Real Men, Real Talk, the medical clinic you have now, just things that folks don't look to, hair care establishments, if you will, to be facilitating in the community. And you always just think outside the box, man. We love you. We appreciate everything you're doing down there.
I didn't even touch
really
politics.
That,
I didn't even touch
you so much, man.
That we
Thank
do
you so
Roland
much.
Martin down in the barbershop. I didn't even touch the
It's a community center.
You ought to come more than just because you're having a party.
It's G's Clippers.
You're trifling.
He won't be back till his 60th year celebration.
You're trifling.
No, next time G be back, he gonna start a church.
If you call, I'm coming.
You know what?
Listen.
I am, because the conversation, we done ran out of time, and it was so much more to say.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love you, and I appreciate you.
See how
Thank you for the time
See how
I
he
did.
tried.
Thank you for the time I did get.
It don't work on me, bro.
Jermaine, D, love y'all,
Yes,
man.
sir.
It don't work on me, bro.
but
Look at they all smiling.
No.
It don't
He
work on
already
me.
know why, man. I love
It's
this.
love,
He know
man.
why I love
Seriously.
We gotta go. I don't
Michelle,
want to
stop
hear
letting the devil use you.
That part.
Don't let him use
that
you.
part.
Stop letting him use you.
Whole thing passed away.
Quote that scripture on
Don't let
the
him use
Quote
you.
it.
Did he say the devil?
Stop letting him use you. Stop letting him use you.
I'm coming to that party and showing out.
With her red horns on.
All right, y'all. That's the show for this week. Y'all be safe. I will be over at Nova tonight doing the commencement speech for the kids that's graduating. So to the babies and the parents, I'll see y'all later. Bruh, congratulations.
Thank you.
And to the brothers in the studio,
Hey,
Just stop.
We love you.
All he had to do was stop.
Bubbles.
Y'all just stop it. Y'all stop. All right, I'll talk to y'all next week. Peace.